Hey everyone. So today I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind lately that is just kind of about the way I live my life. And I don't know, I've just been reflecting on kind of how my thought processes work and like how I decide things, like how I decide to do things and how I choose how to go about my life. And I think I have something called I can do thatism. What is I can do thatism? I can do thatism is me seeing something, enjoying it, or appreciating it in some way and going, I can do that. Um, that's pretty much it. That's how I got onto YouTube. That's how I started writing when I was 6 years old. I read Harry Potter for the first time, and then I was like, I can do that. Um, and like sometimes I watch stand up specials or I go for a comedy show or something, and after the show, I'm like, I enjoyed myself so much. It was so funny, and also, I can do that. And then I start writing jokes, even though I'm not a comedian, like at all. So they're like on my hard drive, they're just like random saved, like documents of like jokes and like planned performances and like 5 minute sets and things. And I don't want to be a comedian, even though I like being on stage and performing. That's just not a way I don't like, that's just not a way I want to perform, I don't think. But still, I've done that. And writing is so much me doing that. It is me reading a book or reading a fan fiction or something and me just being like, that made me feel so good. I want to make other people feel that good, and I can do that. And even this video, like the format of this video right now, is because I've been watching Hank's channel a lot, and Hank's been doing kind of off the cuff, unscripted videos that have been really good, and my brain is just like, I can do that. And I feel like every time I watch something, instead of simply enjoying it, I'm also like, well, I can do that too. I can make that thing too, and I start coming up with ideas on how I can put my own spin on it and how I can do the thing, and I just don't have the capacity to do the things. Like, it's not like a sport or something where I like if I'm watching sports, if I'm watching basketball and I see LeBron dunk, I'm not like I can do that cuz I'm very well aware of my physical capacity and the fact that I'm literally using a heating pad right now for my back. But if I'm watching The Great British Bake Off, I start Googling recipes and I'm like, I can bake that. I need to find eggless recipes to learn how to bake things. Or if I see a nice embroidery or a nice tutorial or just like Annika Victoria's life in general, I'm just like, embroidery, I can do that. So I've started like actually doing embroidery. Here are some pictures if I'm not too lazy to actually edit this. Um, and I've been really enjoying it. And that's the thing, like, when I say to myself, I can do that, or when the I can do thatism kicks in for me, it's me being like, I would really enjoy doing this. And I think I would be somewhat good at it. And I feel like other people might enjoy it as well. Although that last part is somewhat questionable. Sometimes I feel that way, sometimes I don't. Like, it's interesting too, because like when I bake something, like I make this crumb cake, which is fantastic. Um, and when I bake it and I'm done making it, I'm like kind of tired afterwards because it's a lot of work to bake this cake. And I don't really want to eat it afterwards. I just want to give it to other people. I'm like, here, try it. I made this thing. Consume it. I don't want to look at it anymore. And that's how I feel about my videos too, actually. Like, I don't want to look at my own things any longer than I have to, which is why writing's so freaking difficult, but I'm still very much like, I can still do it. I can still do it. But like with my ADHD and the fact that I'm working pretty much a full-time job where I stand and I'm carrying heavy things sometimes and I'm dealing with other people all the time, like I say to myself, I can do that, and I make plans to do that, and then I don't finish it. I don't follow things through because I see another thing, and I'm also like, I can do that too. So, like, podcasts, I can do that. I have a recorded podcast sitting on my computer that I need to edit, and I've had to edit for like 2 months now, and it's with Kelly, one of my best friends. You guys probably know her by now, but it's just sitting there because I don't want to look at it anymore. Like, I don't want to hear my voice, and I don't want to deal with it. I just want to go on to the other thing that I want to do, that this other thing that I enjoyed and I saw and I want to try. And I get very, very excited about these new projects, and I let other projects die because of that. And sometimes I go back to them. Like embroidery, I started last August, and I kind of threw away for a while because I was like, this is like too much effort. And then I had figured it was a good thing for me to do because I always like keeping my hands busy, and it just looked like something I would like because I like creating things. And with my back issues, it was like, okay, I need to do something that I can just sit down and do and not deal with. And it's nice to do like while the TV's on or whatever, but like it was too, like the barrier for entry was a little bit too high for me at the beginning. And then I saw some tutorials a few months ago and I got back into it, and now I'm loving it. And with YouTube videos, I watched Vlogbrothers for a very, very long time, but I was mostly watching male creators, and it wasn't until I saw the Lizzie Bennett Diaries that I was like, I can do that. But now it just feels like I am saying I can do that, and I will do that way too much. And I need to just calm the F down because my body isn't at its peak like it was back in high school when I felt like I could do everything. And I still feel like I can do everything, clearly. I can do that-ism, but my body's not at its peak. My mental health is not at its peak at the moment. Although it's much better than it was like a year or two ago. But I think I'm just exhausting myself by starting all of these new things, and I am not finishing enough. And it's just really frustrating me, and I don't really know how to stop myself from coming up with new ideas and not finishing things. I don't know how to stop myself from seeing something and going, I can do that. I don't know how to stop myself from watching the Great British Bake Off and being like, ooh, baking a scone could be fun, or watching a Jenny Nicholson video or a Lindsay Ellis video and being like, critiquing media on the internet could be fun, or just like watching DIY videos and not only doing the DIYs, but also not only saying I can do that for the DIYs, but also saying I could make DIY videos. Like, I need to calm down because I have a million projects. Like, can I just list them off for you? I'm just going to list them off for you. I have my videos. It's an ongoing project, has been going on for 6 years now. Oh my goodness. I have my podcast, which I'm starting, which is going to happen eventually. I just need to do it. It's like I just need to finish the first episode and establish a routine and just go. I have my novel, which I'm extremely excited to work on, but it's exhausting to come home at night tired and then have to turn on my brain and think about difficult things and access certain emotions to write my novel. What else do I have? I have a couple of short stories in the works. I have like a million projects within YouTube. I want to build a website for all of my internet things and all of my things. And maybe also start an LLC because Gabby Dunn said to. Um, I have my Jane Austen website, which I had started almost a year ago now, like 10 months ago, for a class project. And I really, really loved doing it. And I was like, I'm going to continue this. And it just hasn't happened. And admittedly, like, my life has not been the easiest since last July. It really hasn't. And I feel like I'm just getting back on my feet, but as I'm getting back on my feet, I'm pointing at so many things and going, I can do that, and I'm just keep adding things on my plate. And I don't know how to stop doing that. I don't know how to stop having I can do that-ism. I don't know how to stop starting things and finish other things. You know, my brain, it's crowded. You guys saw that video, right? It's my favorite video I've made in a very, very long time. And my brain just keeps thinking about how I will never live up to that video because it's my favorite. And there's also this like project on my YouTube channel that's gonna start a series that is like fairly high quality, and it requires a lot of editing and stuff. And I'm just like, this is exhausting to do. Like, writing the script for this voiceover is a lot, and yeah, like, everything just feels like too much right now because I keep adding too much to my plate, which is a good problem to have. I mean, it's a great problem to have, but I just don't know how to stop and just sit down and do one thing and sit down and do another thing, because I will keep thinking about the other thing I need to do and that other project. And oh, I watched Tig Notaro's special, and like, I keep thinking about how it would be cool to like write jokes, even though I don't want to write jokes. And like, sometimes I just do that thing that like my I can do that-ism is telling me to do, just to get it out of my system so it's done, and I can just be like, it's done. But the problem is, like, starting it to get it out of my system isn't enough. And once I've started it, I want to see things through. I want to see it through, but then there's another project, and then do you see my problem here? So that's where my head's been at lately. It's I'm sure it is more stressful in other people's lives. I'm sure other people's brains are more stressful to deal with. But right now, in my brain, it is stressful. And I just wanted to get that out. So, sorry if this was like a downer of a video, and if you relate to this, tell me how you deal with it, because clearly I have no idea. And yeah, that is it for this video. I will see you guys next time. And yes, this is why I haven't posted a proper video in a while. Patreon subscribers, you will be seeing another video from me that I filmed a week ago and just hasn't been able to be properly uploaded because technology. But you'll be seeing that soon. And yeah, that's it for this video. And yeah, there's also my Patreon. That's like another project that's like ongoing that I have to like keep going back to and doing things for. That is, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Special thanks to John E. Norum, Jay Patel, and Shrenik Shah for being my patrons. If you would like to support my video work, head on over to my Patreon and check out the perks.